What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and today I want to talk about the 4 levels of success. Now, when I came up with these terms, I was just doing research and just observing, celebrities and very successful people as what is deemed successful by the general populace. Okay? And when I thought of this, I thought, is there a common thread, between all these particular people? Are there some similarities? And if so, could it be duplicated in everyday life? Could you find yourself in a certain level during everyday life? And what level are you on? Just the average Joe walking down the street, what level are they on in their particular success? Okay, now, I broke it down into 4 categories, okay? I originally had 3, but I came up with a 4th one that really fits this. So, I came up with 4 levels to success, okay? The first level of success is called the prolific years. The second level is called the championship years. The third level is called the taken for granted years. And the 4th level is the legend years. Okay? So you got the prolific years, the championship years, the taken for granted years, and the legend years. Okay? Now, the first level is the prolific years, or known as the rookie years. Okay? These are the years that in the beginning a person is not very well known, but they do everything they can in a short amount of time to make themselves known and established in their community or just in their general environment. Okay? Now, because they're not known, all of the things that they do won't be recognized yet because they're not known. So this is high number or high productivity, low recognition because no one knows you yet, and low hate. So because no one knows you, no one can either love or hate you. They don't really know you that well to really see your work and accept your work. Okay, so those are the rookie years. You do the most, you do your best, you do all you can to be recognized amongst your peers and amongst your community, amongst the world. So even though no one sees it, you're doing constantly, just every chance you get, you're doing something, just to build your reputation up, okay? So that's the prolific years. The second level is the championship years. These are the years where once you have gone out your rookie stage, you're now on the uprise. You're now on the upcline. You're being noticed now. You're being recognized, and you're winning major things. You're doing major things. You're making major moves. Okay? You're starting to win championships now. You don't have to do small. You don't have to do a whole bunch of small things to be recognized. You can do 1 or 2 big things and get the same recognition or more. So you're finally winning. You're on the uprise. You're finally winning. Okay? You're winning. This is also the time where you're becoming well known and people are starting to openly admire you. They're starting to openly share their love and admiration for you. Okay? They want to be like you. They want to strive to be, they look up to you, they want to be like you. Okay? This is high number or high productivity. So you get high productivity, high recognition, and high love. Because your numbers are going up. Your productivity is going up. And your recognition is growing at the same rate as your productivity. And because you're new on the scene and you're making moves, you're doing great things, people love you. They show their love to you openly now. Okay? So that is the championship years. You're finally winning the championship years, all right? Third level is the taking for granted years. Okay? These are the years where once you've reached your height, you're now just cruising. You're not falling off. You have finally mastered how to reach that level and stay there. You're now cruising. And there's no falling in sight. So here's the thing. When people see that and they realize that whatever they're trying to do to be at your level, it's not working, that love, admiration that they once had becomes hate. Because now they believe that in order for them to rise, you must fall. And the reason why they can't rise is because you are at this level that you're not falling down to make space for them. Okay? And the first thing they will try to do, they will try to slander you. They will first try to slander you. They will try to speak ill against you to discredit you. Okay? If more people discredit your work, then people will just move away from you. They will just toss you away. But because you're at that level, that doesn't work. So the second phase they'll do is they will try to down talk you. They'll try to downplay your accomplishments. Okay? Whatever you do of great achievement, they will try to downplay it to make it seem like it wasn't that great. So someone says, well, he's only famous because this person is passed. He had a lot of rap. We could say, well, if this rapper was alive, this rapper wouldn't be here. Only to discredit what this current rapper achievements are. This current rapper is doing great things. Because they're doing great things and they're staying great, whoever is trying to come up, they feel as though they can't come up because you're in the way. So first they'll slander you. First they'll just talk bad about you. And once that don't work, they'll try to downplay your accomplishments to make it seem like you aren't that great. That if it wasn't for something else, you wouldn't be here. Or you only got here because you knew somebody else. Or you became this because somebody did this for you. Never giving you the credit of your hard work in the past. Only because when they were admiring you in the championship stage, and they thought that they could match you or surpass you, and they realized that they didn't realize what you went through to get to that level. Once they realized that they couldn't surpass what you were doing, then the hate comes. But their hate does not stop your productivity. It does not stop your recognition. In fact, it actually gets higher, because the more people hate you, the more people want to know why they hate you, and then you get more recognition. Okay, so that's the taken for granted years. Your accomplishments are not being taken for granted by the people who claim that they loved you in the beginning. Okay, and this is high productivity, high recognition, high hate. Okay, so high productivity, your work has not diminished, it's actually increased. Your recognition has not diminished, it has increased, and their hate is now on the uprise. Okay. That is the taken for granted years. The fourth and final level is the legend years. This is the level where you reach a certain level where you can now pass on your resources and your knowledge to the next generation coming after you, your successor. Okay? You can now say, okay, I've accomplished X, Y, and Z. I'm at a point where I can now give over the reins of my knowledge and resources to so-and-so. It could be your children, it could be a protege of yours, whatever. It could be somebody who reminds you of them, or reminds them of you when you were at that age. Excuse me. Or someone who has great potential. You can say, okay, now I've accomplished all these things. I don't have the energy like I used to go as hard as I used to. Mentally I do, but physically I just can't do it. So I will give my knowledge and resources over to the next generation so they can succeed me and do greater. They can take what I've done and build upon it and do greater. Okay? And now you can sit back and really look at your accomplishments. Now you can look back and say, okay, I did A through Z. Wow. I did a lot of work in this amount of time. I remember these days. I remember doing this. I remember I did this deal. I remember when people were saying this about me, but yet I still stayed relevant. I still stay around. Okay? So now, here's the other part to it. The same people who hated you will now turn around in your legend years and say that they always loved you. Okay? They always loved you. So the first level is no one knew you. The second level is people love you. The third level is people hate you. The fourth level is the same people who loved and hated you will come back around and say that they always loved you. And they will try to put themselves in the seat of succession. They will try to succeed you, because now that you don't have the energy to really keep going as strong as you used to, they feel as though, okay, I can now step in and replace him. I am the successor to him or her. Even though you didn't do that, you gave the reins over to someone else. The hater will come around and say that they love you and put themselves in the seat of succession. But here's the thing. Even though they put themselves in that seat, they're not the successor. They're not the successor in this. The successor has already been chosen. And life goes on while the perpetrator will try to put themselves in that seat of prominence, but that's not them. That's not their lane. Okay? And the legend years are low numbers or low productivity, because you don't have the energy to do it. Low productivity, high recognition, and high love. Okay? That's the fourth level. And the example I gave was, I gave two examples. Michael Jordan, famous basketball player, all that stuff. In his basketball career, his most prolific years were from the years 1984, his rookie year, to 1990. All the scoring titles that he did, the scoring 63 points and the scoring 69 points against Cleveland and the 63 points with Boston in the playoffs and the 10 straight triple doubles and all that and the 37.1 points, all of that happened through 1984 to 1990. Those are the prolific years. He was a rookie. He was still young. He didn't win anything, so he wasn't established. But he was putting up individual numbers. Okay. Now his championship years, when he started winning big, when he actually broke through and started winning big, okay, was from 91 to 93. His first three-peat. That's when the Like Mike songs come out. When he started winning championships. When he beat Lakers in 91 and all that stuff, and the 35 points and a half with the shrug like this from Portland Trail Blazers, that stuff. That was his first three-peat. That was his championship years, because now he's a champion. So now he's getting the high numbers, because he's still very productive. He's getting the high recognition and the high love. Okay, everybody wants to be like Mike. He's giving the love now. Okay. Now, the third level, Jordan retires, and in that span of retiring, another team comes in to win championships. Houston Rockets, they won 2 championships. Okay? So someone tries to step in and replace Jordan, because Jordan is no longer here, so replace him. Jordan comes back, and in no time flat, he gets right back to winning championships. He won 3 more. Now here comes the taken for granted years. People started getting comfortable as the replacement. Everybody wanted to be the baby Jordan. Everybody, who's the next Jordan? Who's the baby Jordan? All that stuff, and the heir apparent to Michael Jordan. People thought that because he had left, people just come in and replace him and be the heir apparent, be the next guy up to be the best of all time. Okay? Once he came back and shut all of that down and won 3 more championships, people started to take him for granted. First, they would slander him and say, "Oh, he just cheated. He ain't really all that good. He a ball hog and all that stuff." Once that didn't work because he was still winning, then comes talking down his achievements. He didn't win a championship until Pippen came in. Had it not been for Dennis Rodman and Pippen, he would have won the 72 games in the championship, the 4th championship, all of that stuff. Is it Phil Jackson or is it Jordan that's the best, or the triangle system, all of that. Anything to discredit his accomplishments. Now, even though they tried to discredit him, he was still winning. That's the key point. Regardless of what they did, he was still winning. And people really didn't appreciate how good he actually was, whether it be prolific years or championship years. People really didn't pay attention to how good he was when he came back the second time. They took him for granted. Okay? The fourth level, the legend years. Okay? He leaves in 1998 with the shot, with the shot, against Utah. That pose, everybody know that pose right there. The boom. Dead swan, leave it hanging. Boom, Calvin Murphy, all that. Okay? He's gone. People think that this is actually his final, he's finally retiring. He's not coming back no more. So we can now sit back and just reminisce on the greatness of Michael Jordan, on the legend of Michael Jordan, all he did from the time he came in till now. Okay? And even when he comes back as a Washington Wizard from 2001 to 2003, he is still now in that legend status. He's in that legend because he's not going to be scoring 40 a night. He may get you 20, 25 on the regular basis, but he ain't dropping 40 like he used to every single day. Okay? He's in the legend status now. When people could look at him and venerate him and say, he is a basketball god. He is the man. He can put up in the likes of a Chamberlain, a Bill Russell, Abdul-Jabbar, and some people even put him above them. Okay? He's now in the legend status. So now the legend status is everybody, even people who hated him, are saying now that they loved him, and they're now praising him by telling him his accomplishments. Oh, in 19 so-and-so, he was the first to do this. Or in 1998, he did this. Or, if Jordan hadn't done this, the Bulls would have did this. The shot on Greg Elo and stuff in the old days and stuff. He did 10 straight triple doubles, and he has the fastest triple double in NBA history. All this stuff. People are now showering him with praise because they now know that okay, he's not going to beat us like that. His productivity is low. His recognition is high. And his love is high. Okay? That's the legend years. So now he's a legend. Another example. Muhammad Ali. His prolific years was Cassius Clay. His championship years when he first started winning championships. Okay? His taken for granted years is right around the time of the Vietnam War, and he declined to go to fight Vietnam, and they locked him up and took away his title and all that stuff. They took it for granted. Because even though he did something like that, it wasn't, black people didn't like, some black people didn't like him either. Now, once that all happened, and he's now since passed, God rest Muhammad Ali. Once he did that, and he won again and once he beat George Foreman, he was now in the legend years. From George Foreman up until his passing and even beyond. He is now considered the greatest of all time. And when someone says it, no one disagrees. No one disagrees when someone says Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time. But when he said it, people didn't pay attention to it. Now everybody comes back around, and some people will say that they always loved him and say, you know what? Yes, he is the greatest of all time, even though during his taken for granted years they may not have liked him. Okay, just two examples. So once again, the 4 levels of success are the prolific years, the championship years, the taken for granted years, and the legend years. Okay, and just look throughout history. I just found like this. It runs current among for everybody who's trying to be successful. I would consider myself in the prolific years still. No one really knows who I am yet. I'm trying to do as much as I can, high productivity. And since no one really knows me like that, I don't see a whole lot of love or hate outside of my immediate family because no one knows me. So I'm in the prolific years. Maybe somewhere down the line, maybe sooner or later, I will go to the next level. And we will see how I will deal and how others will deal with that level. Okay? So Let me all know let me all know what level are you on? What do you think about my list? Do you agree with it? Disagree? Let me know. All right. I'll catch you all later. Peace.